This is Chief Chris Butler. The suspect in this case is going to be Cedric Williams-Daniels. He's a black male, 17 years old. The victim in this case is Mark Taylor, black male, 50 years old. The suspect does have a criminal history, and we'll make sure we can get that to you if you would like. On Friday, September 19, 2014 at 6:11 a.m., police officers were dispatched to a person that was found dead lying in the grass at 10,621 Monaco Drive, which is called the Highlander Apartments. Homicide Team 6, the investigation that was led by Detective Green, conducted the investigation. They determined through evidence and witness testimony that the suspect lured the victim over to the apartments with the intent of robbing him. When the victim arrived, the suspect approached the victim's car, grabbed him, pulled him out of the car, and shot him one time in the torso. As the suspect ran away, as the victim ran away, the suspect followed him and shot him a second time, killing him. The suspect, after doing that, took the victim's wallet and cell phone, then fled the area. The suspect was arrested yesterday and charged with murder and robbery, and I'll take the questions that you might have about this case.
Anybody have a question?
How did you guys find out that he was the one responsible for the murder?
You'll see in the, I believe you have a copy of the rest of the booking report there before you. Kind of details some of the facts that surround it. But we have cell phone communication between the two of them before the actual murder itself. And we also, through some DNA evidence, we're actually able to link the victim and suspect to each other.
Do you know how they knew each other and how much money was in the wallet?
I don't know how much money was in the wallet. The 17-year-old lived what I would consider to be a transient lifestyle recently, and this is all according to the suspect. The suspect said that they had met previously at some type of store in the area nearby, and that's how they kind of began their short-term relationship. They weren't friends or anything, just I guess I would call it a matter of being acquaintances with each other. And at the time that they met each other at the store, the victim actually provided some money to the suspect.
Any other questions?
How many murders are we talking about just for this year alone here in Jacksonville?
How many? What's our
murder
number right now?
Right.
Of course, you know we have a right now we're looking at for today. We're probably looking at around 95 murders, which puts us up about 2 from last year at this time.
How many are unsolved?
I don't have that information, but we can get that for you.
Were drugs involved in this?
No.
No drugs.
No drugs. Yeah.
Was it this happened back in September? It's now December. Is there? Do you consider this taking a kind of a long time to solve this murder? Or
No, I don't. You know, sometimes we're able to, as in the case we had earlier this week, we had a murder from the weekend that happened at the food store on Macduff Avenue, and just a matter of a lot of good work by the detective teams that are out there investigating these homicides on a regular basis. We were able to solve that one rather quickly. Oftentimes that is not the norm. These things can take time, such as in this case, you've got to go through legal processes with getting information and processing evidence to put it together.
How important was the witness in making this arrest? Because I know a lot of times there's difficulty finding witnesses. How important was the witness?
In this case, it was extremely important. The witness actually saw what happened.
Did it take a few days to find this guy since he's transient? It's hard to find guys like this.
No, he was actually, and I don't have the details of his incarceration history. He was actually incarcerated somewhere down in the southern part of the state, or a little distance away here, for some other type of crime that he had been charged with.
Oh, so you just went and picked him up?
Yes.
So he was already in jail?
He was in jail on another charge.
You know what county it was?
I do not.
Okay. So he's doing his thing. I got you.
Why do you think the murders are up this year versus previous years?
I haven't had an opportunity to look at and analyze each and every murder. We're up to, if you remember at the very beginning of the year, we had a very violent weekend at the very beginning. I think we had multiple murders within the first couple of days of the year. And I'm not saying that that accounts for being up to 2 that we are right now, before we go into obviously the end of the year. But it's just, I can't really, I'm not saying that that's a reason why, because of those ones that we have. I mean, any murder for any of the victims or their families themselves is tragic, so we don't like to have any.
Any other questions?
I'm sorry, who did you say was the transient, the 17-year-old or the suspect?
The suspect is the 17-year-old.
Right.
And he was living a transient lifestyle. out
He
there.
was living in
Yes.
Kansas.
Any other questions?
I have a question about an incident happened this morning. We can ask it at this time. This morning with the incident with the guy dying in the pond, was he violent as far as what was the reason why you guys, I guess, pursued a chase after him?
I did not respond to that scene.
Okay.
I think there was a press conference that was done earlier.
Mhm.
I believe Director Hackney did that. If you have questions through the police information officer.
The
more than
news
happy to
conference
answer.
posted on our YouTube page. You can watch it, the whole thing. Any other questions? Thanks, Chief.